to tie your shoes.
No, that's right.
Slip-on.
Fred, I didn't know whether you were showing up with a lawyer or just to be a guest or to sue us tonight. Did you see either one of those sketches we did?
Of course I did.
What kind of reaction? Did people get angry because...
Imagine the spotlight's glare on Johnny Carson, the silver-tongued king of late night, his grin a shield against the chaos. For 30 years, he tamed egos and turned tension into triumph. But 8 guests pierced that armor, sparking backstage storms that echoed for decades. From crooners who commandeered the stage to comics who scripted every syllable, these icons tested his throne. Who left the unflappable host gripping his pencil like a lifeline, the audience oblivious to the undercurrent of fury? We count down from 8 to the one who grated most. Lights up, curtains rising. Number 8, Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, the chairman of the board, Old Blue Eyes himself, the velvet-voiced crooner whose Rat Packs, swiggers ruled Vegas and hearts alike, a living legend with a glare that could silence rooms. When he swept onto The Tonight Show in 1976, it wasn't an entrance. It was an invasion. His entourage descended hours early, tweaking thermostats to his chill, rigging teleprompters like royal decrees, and staking claim for a dozen cronies stateside. Security scrawled his name in block letters, as if announcing a monarch. Carson, perched at his desk amid the studio's electric hum, felt the shift, the audience's murmurs turning to awe, but his own pulse quickening under that starched collar. Mid-monologue, a peanut allergy zinger half formed on Johnny's lips, Sinatra materialized, arms slung over his shoulder like an old pal claiming turf. 40 seconds of roaring applause drowned the set. Carson blinked, quipping through gritted teeth, "Need the whole show, Frank?" The crooner winked, "Just till the band's out." Iconic? Electric? To viewers, yes, but to Carson, a brazen hijack of his sacred opener, the tone setter he guarded like a vault. Backstage, Johnny's scotch flowed freer, aides catching mutters of, "He signs the hits, I sign the checks." Sinatra hosted once in '77. A grudging nod from Carson that unearthed old whispers of mob shadows and diva demands. Ratings soared, but so did the strain. Warm on-air nostalgia masking a host's quiet bow to untouchable gravity. Yet if Sinatra's star power bent Carson's rules, imagine a fresh-faced funny man whose smirk screamed rival. Could cocky youth eclipse the chairman's crown? Number 7, Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase, the lanky SNL sensation of the '70s, the deadpan everyman whose pratfalls and sarcasm catapulted him from Weekend Update anchor to Hollywood hotshot. A comic with a grin that masked a swagger sharp as a switchblade. He first hit Carson's couch in 1975, fresh off Caddyshack buzz, the studio lights catching his tousled hair as the audience leaned in, expecting sparks. But Chase didn't play guest. He prowled like a contender, his jabs landing cold and cutting, devoid of the warmth Johnny craved. The crowd chuckled at surface barbs, but the air thickened. Carson's easy volley met silence, Chase's eyes flicking as if sizing up the desk for his own nameplate. Rumors swirled pre-tape. Execs eyed him as Carson's heir. A whisper that turned Johnny's smile to steel. Off mic, no explosions, just a chill. No post-show toasts, Carson later venting to pals that Chase couldn't ad-lib a fart after beans. Their '86 Three Amigos promo thawed briefly, Chase's Siskel Ebert lip sync drawing rare guffaws. But early scars lingered. SNL feuds bleeding into the set, Chase's ego a shadow over Johnny's empire. The host buffered him with high-wire acts, the audience none the wiser to the subtle siege. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more backstage battles that shaped TV's golden age. But if Chase's strut left Carson on guard, what of a neighbor whose kindness unraveled the host's high-speed rhythm? Could gentleness be the deadliest disruptor? Number 6. Fred Rogers. Fred Rogers, the cardigan-clad sage of PBS, Mr. Rogers of neighborhood fame, the gentle giant who turned bathtubs and trolleys into lessons in empathy. A soft-spoken beacon whose calm voice soothed generations from screen to soul. He ambled onto The Tonight Show in 1980, the studio's buzz fading to a hush as applause rippled uncertainly, his eyes meeting the crowds with that unwavering warmth. Carson, ever the quicksilver host, flashed sneakers in tribute. "Wore these for you, Fred. Playtime ready." Rogers folded hands, beaming. "Thoughtful, Johnny. They remind us we're in it together." No punchline chased it, just sincerity, hanging in the air like mist, the audience shifting, waiting for the spark that never ignited. Timing fractured. Rogers' drain-phobia tale unspooled slow as a lullaby at midnight. Writers slashing cues, directors zooming wide to mask the void. Laugh counters clicked half-empty, Nielsen dipping as Carson nodded through collar sweat, craving banter that dissolved in kindness. A prior '78 parody as Mr. Rambo had drawn Rogers' rare rebuke, Carson's apology abridged, yet returns demanded props and backups, trolleys for riffs, bands on standby. Mail flooded with parental thanks, but Johnny confided the pulse check dread, a meditation in monologue territory. The set's pulse slowed, audience mesmerized yet adrift in the stillness. But if Rogers' hush disarmed Carson's tempo, picture an epic actor whose every word thundered like scripture. Could grandeur grind the gears to a halt? Number 5. Charlton Heston. Charlton Heston, the granite-jawed colossus of cinema, Moses parting seas in the Ten Commandments, Ben-Hur whipping chariots, the booming baritone whose stature commanded epics, a Hollywood pillar blending Shakespearean depth with unyielding conviction. He loomed onto Carson's stage in 1974, the audience gasping at his frame, lights carving shadows like ancient tablets as he settled, voice rumbling like distant thunder. A light toss. "Crack a rib in those romps, Chuck?" Unleashed not a nod, but an odyssey. Boyhood Broncos. Yale soliloquies, risks poetry, circling the injury after an eternity. The band twitching, Carson's nods thinning to wire-taut smiles. Commercials brought no mercy. Heston footnoted history, quoted ancients, once urging an NRA detour, the crowd adrift in lecture hall haze. Laughs tallied 9 in 87. A drought demanding Rickles' mayhem reset. "Who died?" roared the room, Carson exhaling backstage relief. Segments capped at 8 minutes, one yarn, no 80s conservatism soliloquies that bristled Johnny's neutral ribs. Respect flickered, warm handshakes post-Grey Lady promo, but chemistry curdled, Heston's pronouncements starving spontaneity, audience applause polite as pews. The desk felt like a dais, not a couch. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're unearthing more TV tempests. Yet if Heston's weight bowed Carson's levity, envision a Vegas kingpin storming the sanctum, silk-clad and seething. Could one hallway threat rewrite the rules? Number 4. Wayne Newton. Wayne Newton, the silver-throated sultan of the strip, Danka Schoen's eternal showman, the lounge lizard legend whose pompadour and charisma packed Vegas halls, a multi-million mogul with ties deeper than desert sands. He simmered through Carson's '70s barbs, hair needing chlorophyll under lights, flamboyance jabs, until 1980's Aladdin buyout ignited inferno, jokes veering to mob whispers that slashed his $52 million empire. The audience howled at monologues, oblivious as Newton flew to Burbank, silk shirt gaping like battle flags, bulldozing security in a hallway blur of clenched fists and laser stare. Bursting into Johnny's office mid-cue scan, door slamming like judgment, the room iced. Producers frozen, Carson's pen hovering. Newton leaned, voice a velvet blade. "Call me joke again. I'll punch the line." Exit storm silent. Johnny sat, exhaling, "Damn!" Writers yanking bits that night. Safer targets filling the void. Pleas ignored for years. The barge mere inches from blows. Guards tensed. Newton's memoir branding Carson mean-spirited. Returns, pacts sealed, no zingers, banter brittle as glass. The set a minefield where laughter dared not linger. The fearless flayer recoiled, audience sensing only polish over bruise. But if Newton's glare silenced Carson's blade, what of a protege whose ambition shattered their sisterly spark? Could betrayal cut deeper than fists? Number 3. Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers, the diamond-dripping doyenne of Dish, the acid-tongued trailblazer whose self-skewering zingers lit up 60s clubs, the brassy broad who clawed from Catskills to couches, Carson's anointed heir with 200 guest host nights under her belt. She debuted in '65 with Mom Stop Crying, Johnny's roar sealing their bond, notes, cakes etched Boss, a mentor-sister pact forged in fire. But '86's Fox Siren Call, first female late-night throne, fat pay, full reigns, tempted. Rivers scripting a pre-leak ring that fate fumbled. Carson learned via NBC crawl at 6 p.m. The studio emptying as fury bloomed, audience echoes mocking the sting. Her evening dial? Don't want her. Slam. Blacklist dawn scrawled 28 years of ice. Rivers' show tanked amid hubby's suicide shadows. Pleas hung up. Carson viewing secrecy as knife twist. Loyalty's vow snap. Leno upheld the freeze. Fallon thawed in 14. Crew whispering of ghosts fled. Rivers sighing for one call over Oscars. The set's spark dimmed to frost. Audience adoring her bite, blind to the scar. But if Rivers' rift bled Carson's heart, imagine an insult maestro whose barbs bonded yet battered every boundary. Could love-hate explode loudest? Number 2. Don Rickles. Don Rickles, the merchant of malice, insult comedy's grenade-lobbing god, the rubber-faced roaster whose hockey puck crowds and ego eviscerations packed Vegas. A Vegas vet whose hockey puck greets turned feuds to frenzy. He charged Carson's stage from '68, audience convulsing as he torched all. Ed's engagement till boredom do us part, Johnny dubbed Divorce Cowboy in Rhinestone Jabs. Their brew? Volcanic, wild chemistry crackling. But Rickles' guest host rampages tested limits. 76 box smash. No note. Carson halting tape to storm Sharkey set. Shards aloft. "You broke my box!" Mock horror erupted, legendary yet laced with boil. Cues ignored, guests steamrolled, 85 weight roast sparking censor wince. Carson clamped. Family digs only, no overrun chaos. Daughter Barbara spilled. Dad idolized Johnny. Barb's veiling Vegas bro adoration. 91 shot swaps peaked play. Stagehands dubbing him Espresso, Sweeps Jolt, Overdose Edge. The desk quaked under loving lunacy. audience roaring blind to the brink. But if Rickles' roar thrilled through tension, what scripted elder turned Carson's fire to flicker? Could obligation be the ultimate outrage? Number 1. Bob Hope. Bob Hope, the tuxedoed, timeless jester, roadshow road warrior whose USO quips spanned wars and wives, the golf-gripping gagman whose specials snagged Emmys, NBC's eternal fixture with a grin etched in eternity. Yet by 70s visits, he armored Carson's couch with joke tomes, pre-vetted zingers, prompts, angles dispatched days prior, transforming Johnny's improv altar to cue card cage. Hope's gaze locked on cards, not eyes, plowing scripted amid detours ignored, audience habit laughing to a sparkless drone. Plugs infested. 78 Texaco triple drop in 10 minutes. Carson's weary quip, more airtime than me, masking the grind. Aides hearing, warm up for sponsors. Execs mandated the relic for boomer bucks, overriding pleas for fresh blood. Carson buffered with chasers, dressing room chill dropping pre-tape. No blow-ups, just resignation, pencil trembling, 90 swan song promo over panache. Johnny crowned him least fave, scripted soul suck in a spontaneous kingdom. The set sighed under obligation's weight, crowd clapping custom over connection. Now, as the credits fade on this late-night legend's hidden wars, let's turn it to you. Do you think Carson was right to dislike these guests, or were they really unbearable, forcing even the king to flinch? Were egos inevitable in that spotlight glare, or did Johnny's cool crack under fair fire? Share your hottest takes in the comments below. Defend a diva. Roast the host? Let's debate. What guest shocked you most? Drop it now. And if this dive hooked you, smash like, subscribe for more unearthed TV tempests. Thanks for watching.